Icselo. I did it right off the bat. Very first thing. I screwed up the name.
Ixalan.
I have a player in another game that plays a character named Ixalan, spelled completely different. I think that's what's getting me. All right, let's try this again. Icselo. You are falling. No ground. No sky. Just the feeling of plummeting through wet velvet and bone dust. The air is thick. A soupy blackness that tastes like rusted nails and old teeth. Shapes twitch in the dark. Limbs move without bodies. Eyes blink where no faces should be. You hear breathing all around you. Panting, hungry, eager. Then, a ring of fire ignites around you and the shadows crawl back just enough for you to see the devil's disciples. They sway in rapture, dozens of them, robes stitched from skin and shadow, hands slick with blood. A man is screaming, but it's not a sound, it's a color, red and violet and wrong. They drag him to a slab and pin him down with bones sharpened into nails. His mouth opens wider than any jaw should, and when the knife plunges into his heart, he does not die. He just keeps screaming until his body melts into smoke. And over it all, a voice rises, low, dripping with certainty. The devil walks in dreams. The devil breathes in blood. His coming is foretold in the bones of the damned. The 66th soul stirs. Soon he shall rise. Soon he shall feed. He waits beneath the roots of the world, counting the dead like coins. 65 souls, and now the final, the last, the key. Jordis Munt. You don't see him, but you feel him, like mold growing behind your eyes. His sermon seeps into your ears, into your spine, into the marrow of who you are. The Sandpoint devil walks in your blood, child. You've dreamt him. You've fed him. Soon he will take shape. Soon he will ascend. Rituals blur around you, symbols carved into flesh, candles made from tongues, children singing lullabies in reverse. The world pulses like a wound. And then the ground vanishes beneath you and you are falling again. But this time, you land. Stone. Cold. Slick with something warm. Chains hurtle towards you from the shadows and bind your wrists and ankles to a slab that smells of rotten iron. You can't move. You can barely breathe. And then you see it. It steps out from the dark. Hooves crack the stone as it walks upright. Its muscular horse body twitching with too many joints. A long blackened tail slithers behind it, ridged with jagged spines. Its wings are torn leather membranes, riddled with holes like rot has eaten through them, but still twitching like they remember how to fly. It lowers its face until it hovers just above yours. Horse-like at first, stretched, distorted, skin tight over a skull too long and too sharp. Yellowed fangs jut from a mouth made for devouring. Milky eyes roll in their sockets, and as it leans over you, its breath floods your face. Hot, fetid, sweet like rotting fruit and burning flesh. And then, footsteps. Soft. Familiar. A hooded cultist approaches, dagger in hand. The blade trembles. A whisper. You have to wake up. The hood falls back. It's Lyra.
Oh.
Your daughter. 10 years old, pale, terrified, and sobbing. Wake up! Please, please, Dad. You have to wake up! The dagger rises. She doesn't want it to. You can see it. But something pulls at her, forces her hand. I'm sorry, Daddy. The blade plunges. Pain looms. Light flashes. And you scream. And jolt awake. Wow, I had all kinds of wrong buttons there. Lungs burning, heart trying to escape your chest. The world comes back to you in fragments. Sweat clings to your skin. Your breath short and ragged. Your fingers dig into the wood green of the desk beneath you. And the phantom ache of a dagger still throbs in your chest. The dream still lingers. Her voice, her eyes, the devil's breath. Early morning light filtering through the windows is just beginning to compete with the low, guttering lanterns in the garrison. You must have dozed off not long, maybe an hour at most. Long enough for the dream to find you, anyway. A rough voice cuts the silence. Sleeping on the job, huh? You was twitching like a gut-stabbed rabbit. Looking up, you see Alno Barrick, slouched in the doorway, chewing on a strip of dried meat and smirking at you. Careful, pal. Deputy Hearth sees that, or, God forbid, Hemlock. And it's your ass on the chopping block. Do you respond to him?
Don't get me started on the things I've caught you doing. What are you doing here?
Shift's over. Day shift's coming in. Not sure how much work you got done, but he kind of tilts his head to the side like he's listening to something, and you hear it too. The sound of approaching boots on the stone. Well, sounds like the deputy's coming in. And then the doorway opens. Alno immediately changes his demeanor. From slouching against the doorway to suddenly standing up straight, swallowing the last of the dried meat he was chewing, tucking the rest inside his pocket. In walks Deputy Brennick Hearth, your shift deputy, his face a chiseled mask of disapproval. Behind him, towering and broad-shouldered, is day shift deputy Orland Vance. And bringing up the rear behind both of them is Sheriff Baylor Hemlock himself, a scowl firmly in place like it was carved there decades ago. Hemlock doesn't break stride as he tosses a heavy iron keyring through the air at you. I need you to roll a reflex check, please, Baron. The first dice roll of your entry into our campaign and of our return.
Congratulations!
Low stakes.
Natural 20.
Yay!
The only
that
one I'll
bodes
get.
So well.
Way to start it off. Used a natural 20 on a narrative.
Burn it up.
A narrative roll to catch. You snatch the keys out of the air.
Awesome.
Hemlock
Dang it.
turns to you and he says, "Get down the holding. That donkey thief we picked up last night, old man Mueller's heading down soon. Says he don't want to press charges no more." He scratches at his jaw, then jerks his thumb back the way he came towards the front of the garrison. "So go grab him, let him go, escort him outside. And come find me when you're done. We need to talk." And then
I think I glance at I think is it Arlo?
Arno.
Arno.
Elno, sorry.
Elno. And I'm sure he's got some smug fucking look on his face. And there's just like that moment of like, oh god.
Hemlock, Vance, and Hearth all continue through another door heading towards the deputy's offices. Presumably preparing to debrief for the shift change. Alno moves out of the way of the doorway he was leaning against, which is the doorway that leads down towards the holding cells. Gives an exaggerated bow, motioning down the hall.
I go, but I don't give him the time of day on my way out. Just kind of walk past him.
Sassy.
He just grabs a piece of jerky out of his pocket, snaps a bite off of it, and just kind of shakes his head as he walks back in towards the desk that you were sitting at, sleeping. Sits down and kicks his feet up on the desk, waiting for the day shift guards to show up. As you head down the holding, it's a familiar space here. There's a few different holding cells in the garrison, in sort of a centralized jail area. A town like Sandpoint, for the most part, you know that these jail cells tend to serve as often as not as drunk tanks. You've seen a number of folks, including frequent flyers, like the one of the people you would have seen in here quite a lot is called Moaki, and you've probably exchanged a few conversations with them. But today,
4 of the cells have Moaki was here sketched inside it. You know,
today is one of those rare times where there's only one person that was brought in. They were actually brought in about an hour before your shift started at 10 p.m. Your shift generally running from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. And you see that there is a figure lying in the only locked cell. They are looking at the crude wooden bed. You see a figure that is covered with the thin wool blanket from head to toe. Basically looking like they're laying on their back, and the blanket completely covers their face. What would you like to do?
So I think actually as I'm walking down this hallway, perhaps like every, torch sconce that we pass, it's kind of like that cinematic where it like flashes brutally to like fragments of my dream of like this, creature walking towards me. And you see Icselo, cracking his neck and kind of shaking, if you could call that fitful mess the chance of sleep from him as he's walking down here. And seeing this, I think it's kind of like that last flash, of this creature, right next to his face, the drool dripping from its mouth. And I turn, and see this person laying on the bed. I think I'm sure I've got my sword with me, remaining sheathed. I think he just like smacks the bars with the handle, kind of in like that. It's almost like a liminal space of like, you're afraid, but I can't consciously show the universe that I'm afraid to acknowledge it. It just has to be normal. So we're gonna push into the unknown here. And he raps on the bars. All right, wake up.
They don't move.
oh god, no.
I think there's probably like a chill, and inevitably runs down Icselo's spine. He'll say it again. Wake up!
Still no movement.
Fuck. I'm sure there's like the key ring of some sort hanging in here.
That's the keys that Hemlock threw to you.
Oh, perfect. Then I'm gonna unlock the door and work my way into the cell.
You turn the key in the lock, and there's that loud as the gate screeches open, and there's still no movement from the figure under the blanket.
To my knowledge, did I come by him at all at the beginning of my shift? Was he fine, actually, is the question.
You have not seen this prisoner.
But from what I heard from whoever brought him in, he was good.
From what you know, would have been probably during the debrief when the other guards, when you came in and replaced them, that you would have heard one of the other guards saying that they brought in this this donkey thief, and they were keeping him at least overnight, and they were looking pretty hungry, so they went and got him some food and made sure that they were fed. Other than that, it wasn't your responsibility tonight to keep an eye on the holding cells.
And kind of just talking aloud as I walk across the cell. Fortune's on your side today, pal. No charges are being pressed. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Come on. And I think that's probably when I nudge him.
You can feel the body moves as you nudge them, but other than that, there's no movement. You don't see any indication that they've acknowledged you or heard you.
All right, pal. I've had a long shift, and I'm going to go and pull the blanket off.
You pull the blanket off, revealing a woman dressed all in black, a little dirty. She's got wide eyes with equal parts old run makeup and lack of sleep, as she's looking straight up at you, and she says, "I hope you're not going to kiss me. You're not my type." And she slowly sits up,
yes,
bending only at the waist, and then pivots, and her bare feet sit down on the edge of the touch the cold stone, but it doesn't seem to bother her. So I'm free to go then.
Collecting himself. Yes, you're free to go. Go on, get out of here.
You're just going to let me run amok in the garrison? You're not going to escort me outside?
I can't escort at you anywhere while you stay sitting, so let's go.
She regards you for a moment, tilting her head back and forth, her wide eyes looking up at you, and then she just goes, pats the bed, like just a final pat of a place she's gonna miss it, and she kind of pushes up, and as soon as she pushes up, she just springs to her feet, and she sort of does a twirl and a glide past you, taking only one finger and just sort of lightly pushing it across the front of your armor as she moves to the door, grabbing the rail and the bar, spinning and kind of leaning back on it, and says, "I'm standing. Are you going to escort me now?"
Where was all this energy a moment ago when I was trying to rouse you? Let's go.
You're so serious. And you, basically, as you're walking down the hall that leads towards the front of the garrison, out of the holding cell into the other hall that'll lead you out to the front. She just kind of almost skips in front of you, bare feet, long, dirty, torn black dress. And she gets to the front door and she just pushes against the front doors as they open up, and the bright morning light hits her, and you see her silhouetted for just a moment in this light before your eyes adjust. And the first thing she says as she steps outside is she goes, "Pickles!" And as your eyes adjust, you see that there is, hitched out front, is presumably the donkey that she stole. And she immediately sort of kind of glide dances over to it. And as she moves from in front of the door, you see, sitting on the edge of the front of the garrison, in front of the donkey, hands reaching up and petting its muzzle, a packed rucksack sitting on the deck next to her, is your daughter, Lyra. Mind you, it's 6 a.m.
Immediately, attention drawn from this random woman to my
the
child.
Most random woman.
Lyra, what are you doing here? It's 6 a.m.
Oh.
Come away from the donkey. You're free to go.
The woman crouches down next to your daughter, puts a hand up between the ears of the donkey, and looks at your daughter and says, "His name is Pickles." That's where we're going to end this scene, and we're going to catch up with the other party.
God damn. Welcome, Baron. Welcome. The chaos.
Look at this. We get a new player, and you get a whole new cast of NPCs.
Oh my god. I revived NPCs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, last we saw her, she was running away on a stolen horse, so...
Very true. Very true.
So, catching up with Lumi, Velynia, Natalin, and Millie. When last we left you had just dispatched a band of goblins that were attempting to lead the stolen cow, Ophelia, taken from the Trennel farm, and ensuring that Ophelia was just fine. I believe Millie magically has
stamped her into the space that normally is used by Monte Cristo.
Yes, so
Pocket dimension.
In a nice little pocket
now
dimension.
being fed oats, apples, and she's getting massaged.
Oh my god.
Ophelia is living her best life.
For real. Girls' Day.
But
Hell yeah. Ophelia.
we sort of, for the purposes of a cinematic ending before the break, you had started to descend into the pit. We are retconning a couple things. And this is, since we are now in the recorded portion of the show, we addressed in the announcements beforehand that that Jay is no longer able to continue playing regularly in the campaign, and as such, we've retconned that Moa never actually left Sandpoint with you this morning. As you headed out, you stopped at the farm, you met the family there, learned about their cow, came here intending to investigate the pit, but also found the cow being led by the goblins. So that's that retcon, and you didn't actually descend anywhere down into the hole. It's just that you are standing there, flies buzzing around the pooling blood of the dead goblins around the pit. As you stare into the depths of this pit, let's see if this goes how it should. And you're all where you belong.
Yay!
And so am I. I need a quick adjustment to the map. But basically, yeah, it's post-goblin slaughter, pre-entering the hole. What do you want to do?
I think Velynia would have walked to the edge cautiously and is kind of like peeking over and peering down, trying to see down into the hole and kind of get the lay of the land.
By all means, we have the maps in the minis. Feel free to move yourself as you would.
Okay.
You guys should all still have ownership of your individual tokens.
And Millie appears suddenly by your side, also peering in. Oh, well, look at that. It looks like there's some stairs going down the edges for at least a little while.
Yes. I'm pretty sure you can get to the bottom somehow. And I point at where I think I can see like another level and like possibly a ladder going to that level and like.
So.
But it's hard to tell. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I realized another thing I forgot.
I only have low light vision as a half elf.
So it is bright morning light shooting down into illuminating. So you can see a certain distance. One of the things I forgot to do was actually open my adventure module. So
why would you need that?
Give me a moment to take care of that.
Hey, while Jake takes a moment and opens up the actual adventure module, why don't you check us out on redbubble.com. At redbubble.com, we got all kinds of great t-shirts, and you can get our cool logos on t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, mugs, stickers, postcards, notebooks, mugs. What is that, Tamiko? Is that a t-shirt? Yay. Oh yeah, Paradise. And then and this shirt and all kinds of other cool stuff. And if it's your first time, and even if it's not your first time, on redbubble.com, there's almost always a percentage off deal of some kind. So, beans. Check us out at redbubble.com. Just search Mini Terrain Domain.
Thank you. You can see roughly down about 50 feet before the fog layers start to obscure everything. So you can see the ladders that will lead you to the next levels. And a little further down, you can see about 20 feet down is the next set of ledges. Another 20 feet down, you can see more ladders and what look like carved stairs. But it gets harder to see and obscured with natural or unnatural fog. You can't tell looking into it from here.
Oh, once we get down there, I can shoot some wind down through the rest of the tunnel to clear all of that out in a jiffy.
I think that'd be a good idea. Well, everyone, do you think we should just go down in there? Maintain the element of surprise, or should we scout it out? Go back, rest, come back later?
Lumi's already, recalled her throwing blade from the poor unfortunate goblin. It returns to her hand. She stows it on her bandolier. She's already beginning the process of climbing down the stairs.
And Natalin's right behind her.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess the decision's been made for us, Millie. Apparently, we're going.
So, just a reminder that if you simply move your tokens to the ladder and release it, it will automatically move you to the next layer of the map. I realize on screen everybody is just seeing you vanish. So I will have to adjust that. We are using a multi-map.
Hurrah! Millie, you landed on me. I can't move.
Let's see. You are
I think you're carrying me everywhere now. I lost me.
My
Oh,
goodness, I think you're right.
I think I'm trapped. I'm trapped under Millie.
No, Velynia, you're still on the ground level still. You teleported yourself back.
Oh,
I did. You're right. Whoopsie dipsy
Yeah,
doo.
the ladders, like ladders
Works
are,
both
they go
ways.
both ways.
Ayo. God dang it. No, it's not letting. Dude.
happy
Okay.
late pride.
Happy late pride. There we go. Okay, I'm good. Thank
Okay,
you.
now get away from the ladder.
Okay. Okay. Quit playing with the fucking ladder.
Down on this level, you can see, in addition to seeing that there is immediately on the western edge there, you can see the goblin that got kind of hurtled over the edge and fell. You can see that if you move around the eastern edge of this part of the pit, there's another ladder that leads further down, but you can also see across the pit from you that there is a wooden door.
Wow. I kind of would start walking towards the wooden door.
I don't see the door. Where? Oh, now I see it.
On the
Never mind.
northern part.
I had it cut off.
Found it. I am very cautiously making my way over here. I think Velynia is maybe just a skosh afraid of heights, and this is freaking her out a little bit. She's really trying to play it off like she's not.
You definitely can tell that there's fog that's further down. And if you were to fall from this ledge, you would fall about 20 feet onto another ledge and possibly bounce down even further to another ledge.
I want to look at the door and see if it's trapped. Is that just a perception check? Or thievery?
I don't remember. It's been a while since we did this.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I also do have Trap Finder as a feat.
Doesn't that give you some kind of a bonus or something?
Yeah, but we had grokked it a slightly different way because like you don't keep secrets from us as much as some GMs do. So like it was.
I think it had something to do with allowing you to
passively perceive traps.
Make regular checks, because I'm not making continuous secret checks for you.
Right. So, can I just make a perception check to see if this thing is trapped?
Yeah, I'm just trying
This is the search activity.
Search. So...
Perception versus the hazard stealth DC.
Yep.
Nice. Thanks, bye. My perception is a 22.
I need to... Whoops. Scroll too far. Okay. Yeah, you give this door a good looking over, and you can see that this is a pretty basic wooden door. It's old, iron hinges, iron handle. It doesn't even appear to have a lock on it, and
Awesome.
you can see in the wind that is ever so slightly sort of, and the pressure change that's happening as you are now 20 feet down. You can see that the door is sort of just slightly shaking in its hinges every once in a while.
Oh, wow.
With the,
So it's like... Yeah.
there's even
It's
if
not even latched,
if
it's just
something
like a
were
hinge.
if something were attached
Door.
to this door, some kind of a trap, it could accidentally be set off just by the weather conditions. So you are certain that this is an untrapped door.
Okay. So Velynia, backing suspiciously far away from the edge, calls back to the others. The way is clear.
Oh, that's an unstable looking door.
It's barely even a door. Well, shall we, since you two, and I like lean a little bit over Millie's shoulder, and I'm like, since you two made the decision to come down here, I think it's only fair that Millie and I get to make the next decision. Mother
Lumi
Millie,
is checking
shall we
out
go
the
down
cave
or go
wall.
through the door? Sorry. What did you say, Bye? I'm sorry.
Lumi's gonna be checking out the cave wall. This place, is it like the nature of the wall? She kind of like walks along it. Is this place like hewn out? Is this like a weird, naturally forming cavern? Is there any like markings upon the wall? That's the kind of things that she's looking for.
The pit is it's old enough that it has, for the most part, especially at the service level, it looks like it's always been here. There are some stories and legends that say that long ago an ancient evil crawled its way out from beneath the Devil's Platter, and this is the hole that was left behind. As you descend down into it, you can see claw and tool marks where these various walkways and things have been improved. Not by any stretch of the imagination by skilled labor, but more by necessity. Making improvements just to ease in movement, adding the ladders, obviously, but even on the ledge, looking down one ledge below and even a little further, you can see where crude steps have been carved into the walkway. So there are signs of tool marks, but everything else here appears at least quasi-natural.
Yeah, I think Lumi's a little bit lost in thought, like looking at the historicity of this place, where like Velynia like shouting out, "Hey, you two!" kind of like snaps her out of it, and she kind of like brushes Velynia off a little bit, like whatever, as she's like checking out like the scratch marks and tool marks, the chisel work that's in like this section.
So Millie, forward and I kind of like look over and like downward.
I mean, we should probably see at least what's behind this door and where it leads to.
I think that's fair. Make sure nothing comes up behind us or above us, as the case will be. And I would go and I would like, I draw my sword, and then I open the door.
Baron, drawing a weapon is an action, one of your 3 actions. This is why in almost all cases before anything breaks out, Cari makes sure to draw her sword.
Also, it's a bingo square.
So
you're welcome.
Natalin, you're bringing up the rear there. You just going along with the flow?
Yeah, I'm looking out for Lumi. Lumi's kind of lost in thought, so I'm just making sure.
Doesn't like wander off the ledge.
Yeah.
I almost see Lumi looking at these tool marks and doing that, like take a step back to take in the whole picture, and Natalin having to put a hand on your shoulder to stop you from stepping over the ledge.
It's actually it's quite humorous. Like this walkway is like quite narrow for all the normal sized people out here.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like, having to like hold onto the wall just for like a little bit of balance. And Lumi's like, got a whole like
Lumi does a little
balcony.
twirl.
It's a whole balcony for Lumi at this point.
As Velynia opens the door, we're going to go back into Sandpoint.
Ooh, fun.
Where Icselo, your daughter Lyra, has just said, "Hey, Dad," and is sort of petting this donkey Pickles along with this creepy donkey thief that you just let out.
Hey, Dad, that doesn't answer my questions. What are you doing here? It's 6 a.m. You should be at home. You should be sleeping.
I know that you get off around this time in the morning, and I don't know. I was just wanting to see what you were going to do. And maybe hang out with you today.
Oh, Take your daughter to work day.
Well, it seems like I'm out of work now.
Yeah, it's the end of your shift, pretty much, and you do have a meeting with the sheriff has asked you to come see him shortly here.
I'm sure this isn't the first time this has happened.
Nope.
Or something similar. Did you say she had like a knapsack with her?
Yep.
Is this like clothes in a handkerchief on a stick knapsack running away, or is this like backpack full of the various shit that she carries around?
This is a full-on rucksack that you obviously can't see into it, but she has a bedroll. She's got rope tied to it. She's got a mess kit hanging off of it. You can see
She brought her adventurer's kit.
Yep.
Great.
She basically has her adventurer's kit. And because more to the point, you know that her grandfather spares no expense when it comes to her. This isn't just some knockoff anything. It has that look of whatever LL Bean in Galarian is.
Baby's
we
baby's
go
first
camping,
adventurer's
but not
pack.
really.
It looks like the stuff she's gotten. Your kid's intelligent. It looks like she's gotten halfling-sized equipment, so that it's more appropriate
What a
to
great
her
idea.
size.
I would throw the bag over my shoulder. Well, come on. I think there's a couple snacks in here we can get you fed. Have some breakfast. I have to go talk to the sergeant. That's probably not what his reference is. but-
Sheriff.
Sheriff. I have to go speak with the sheriff, and we can spend the day together.
Okay. I did bring rations, but it's mostly just salted pork and something called hardtack.
Ugh.
Well, you have to understand that rations are for when you do not have access to food. If I'm giving you a snack, those rations are for a later day.
Okay. She just stands up and she turns and looks, gives one last pat onto the muzzle of Pickles the donkey, and says, "Bye, Pickles," and then she kind of gives a little bit of a quizzical sideways look at this woman, and seems to make a decision, and just says, "It was nice to meet you. My name's Lyra, by the way." And the woman turns and stands up and gives a curtsy and says, "My name is Lala. It was very nice to meet you."
In case there was any fucking question. This is Lala.
Yeah, just in case. And then Lyra turns on her heels and follows you inside. She goes, as you get inside, she goes, "Hey, Dad, is Elno working?"
Yes, he is.
He's such a dick.
Yes, he is.
The two of you walk down the hall, and fortunately, while you were dealing with Lala and letting her go and grabbing your daughter, the shift change seems to have mostly taken place. And when you get back to where the desks were, the Elno is nowhere around. And I think that sitting at the desk, in fact, is a heavy-set middle-aged guard woman. She's got dimpled cheeks, kind eyes, and as soon as she sees Lyra, she lights up. And she goes, "Well, Lyra, dear, what are you doing here?" Lyra immediately calls out, "Lemra!" and runs over to guard Lemra Fask. And she, you kind of, Lemra gives you a look that's somewhere between disapproving, but also kind of like, thank you. Like, you know, a lot of the guards here, it varies between tolerating and outright just adoring your daughter, who's no stranger either to the garrison or to occasionally she's maybe had a couple run-ins where she's been picked up practicing her adventuring, we'll say.
She's a rogue.
Yes. Yes.
Lyra just looks at you. Lemra is already pulling out. You can still see the steam rising off of some baked goods, and she pulls out of a drawer a small clay pot that everybody would recognize as coming from the White Deer, containing Mama Millie's honey butter, was it, I believe? Or butter honey or honey butter?
Honey butter.
As you can tell, she's in good hands, so that you can go have your meeting with Sheriff Hemlock.
I think there's even like the the like mouthed, "Can you watch her?" And there's like, you know, I point to the sheriff's office, and I'm sure there's like the nod of like, yeah, go on.
Yeah, there's
on.
that. She just gives you the nod as she, is buttering up some. What I'm gonna say is fresh homemade zucchini bread.
Oh, yum.
She's spoiled.
Yeah.
Rotten.
You walk into Sheriff Hemlock's office. The door is open, or rather, do you just walk in, or?
I mean, I would make myself known. Standard protocol kind of thing.
He's standing behind his desk at the window, arms crossed, jaw clenched. You can see him working his jaw. You can see the jaw clenching and unclenching. And he doesn't look at you at first. He's just watching the mist as it rolls in over Junker's Edge. And he turns around. Well, the town council's made up their mind. Or rather, Mayor Deverin has. Father Xantus and his little band of adventuring misfits are officially absolved. For necromancy, no less. He spits onto the floor next to his desk. Or rather, I know it's a fantasy setting, but I can't help it that this has such Western vibes. He spits into a spittoon.
Amazing.
He says, and now they're digging around the pit, stirring up old ghosts, maybe literally. You know what happens when folks start pulling up bones in Sandpoint. He eyes you dead on. They start finding ones no one meant to leave behind. I don't trust Xantus. Not anymore. Not since he started keeping secrets. And that kobold kid of his, Lumi, she's shining bright enough to catch the devil's eye, if you ask me.
Oh,
Maybe already has.
what a dick.
He takes a step closer around the side of the desk, kind of lifts up one leg, so he's kind of sitting on the edge of his desk. Need someone I can trust. Someone who knows where the cracks are in this town because they've stood in them. That's you, Icselo. He opens up a drawer of his desk, reaches in, pulls out a small iron badge, weathered with the Sandpoint sunburst half faded, tosses it across the desk so it's right in front of you and says, "You're a full deputy now. Official-like. Your job? Find those idiots and keep them safe." That's the line, anyway. But you and I both know. You're there to keep them from dragging Sandpoint into another unpleasantness. They step out of line, you pull them back. Hard if you have to. But if they find something we need to know before it kills us all, I want your eyes on it.
Icselo takes the badge, kind of like letting his fingers brush over it in like some sort of I can't think of the word. It's not like reflection, but anyway, I look up. You have me spy on them.
You're keeping them safe. You're a member of the town watch on official duty. You just keep your eyes open, and you make sure when you come back to town, I know what you know.
And my shifts here in the garrison.
Elno's going to be picking up a little bit of extra duty.
A quick smirk flushes Ixelo's face, and he rapidly stows it away.
He goes, "Yeah, I thought you'd like that." He's a dick.
Sure. He is.
Now, I understand you've got an unexpected visitor here this morning. So, ideally, and he glances out the window, you can get her back to her mother. And I need you heading out to the pit right away. Word is, they're heading out there today. If they haven't gone already, I don't know. That's why I need you on this.
I'll get her home.
All right. Icselo, they're your problem now. Try not to let anyone die.
I'll do my best, sir.
All right. Tell Lyra I said hi.
Oh my god.
And you see he gives a little bit of a smile.
She does like it when you say it yourself. She's right up there.
Oh, go say hi to her. Go say hi to her.
Just go do what you gotta do. And then get out to the pit.
Yes, sir.
You,
I would dismiss myself in whatever official way.
It's... The garrison is closer to an Old West marshal's office than it is to like a military organization. The town watch is only 24 people. There's a couple of the deputies and guards that think that they're in like they might as well be in the Royal Guard at Absalom or something like that. But this is just this is a small coastal town. They're just peacekeepers here to protect people. Most of the time they end up just picking up donkey thieves and drunks. But yeah, you casually dismiss yourself and head back out, and as you are walking back into this sort of central area where a couple of the guards are, as well as Limra, Fask, and Lyra, who you now see has honey butter smeared all over her face.
Oh God. So
You
much
also hear, as one of the other doors opens, you hear a familiar shrill voice
grease. So shrill.
that says, Icselo Tomasa. Where is he? And then the door opens up, and I've absolutely 100% lost her name. It just left my head.
Oh, my wife's name.
Hold on,
Or my ex-wife's name.
Yeah,
I don't remember her name either.
I'll tell you here. Hold on a second. Clarissa.
Yeah, that's right.
And she sees you, and she looks like she's ready to just. She looks like she's ready to light your ass on fire. And then she sees Lyra. And she turns, and you see that seeing the other guards and seeing Limra fast, she immediately adjusts her posture and her tone a little bit. But she says, Lyra Scarnetti, what are you doing here?
That's not her last name. We've never got it changed. You can't call her that.
Oh.
I will call her by my maiden name that I now go by.
Oh.
And I will call her by my family's name.
You can call her, but that's not her name. Her birth certificate says Lyra Tomasa. It has since she was born.
Oh boy.
You
Oh,
see her
shit.
eyes kind of darting back and forth. Go ahead and make me a
Damn.
man.
A charm
Icselo,
roll?
you married up, buddy. What fucking happened?
I divorced
We-
out of
We
that.
could have funded this whole bitch.
So I'm thinking this is falling under the
I thought Jake might have just
Intimidation.
misspoken, and I was like, oh, but he didn't. It's real.
well. So you're not trying to wait. You thought I made a mistake? Is that what you said?
yeah, sorry.
No, I was waiting for just the right moment to drop that in there.
Perfect. Oh my god.
I think this is going to be. It depends what your intention is. Are you trying to intimidate her, or is this
I'm just
more?
standing my ground. Icselo is not an aggressor.
Okay,
He is stalwart in his beliefs, for sure. And this is something that he'll dig his heels in about, but he'll never, antagonize.
and I'm just
Sort of
realizing
about it.
one of you, and I think it was Tamiko, said it and then ran. Did one of you say make a charm roll?
Someone did.
Oh,
It's a square!
Yay!
great. I didn't say make a charm roll though, although I almost did.
I wanted you
it
to
took-
so badly.
It took a second. It took a second for that to sink in that one of you said that. But I will have you just make a straight charisma roll.
Significantly lower than the first one. We are looking at a total of 12.
You see the look in Clarissa's eyes is that look of, if we weren't in this public location in front of these people, I would tell you exactly what I think. But instead, she does what she always does, and she puts up a mask, she puts up a front, and she says, whatever, I'm not dealing with that right now. Why is she here? Why didn't you send her home right away? You know she has no business even being out of bed at this hour. Let alone coming here into this... You know the kind of people that are here. And she's not looking towards the jail. She's looking towards some of the other guards.
Icselo will go over to Lemra and pick her up. I presume she's like sitting on the desk. Grab her bag, her adventurer's pack, and bring her over to her mom. You are not telling me anything I don't already know and haven't been saying to her all morning. She's been here for maybe 30 minutes. She's eaten half a slice of zucchini bread. Lemra uses the special flour so it doesn't upset her stomach. She's in good hands here.
Fine.
How did she make it here on your watch? That's my question. We're across town.
6 o'clock in the morning. We were sleeping.
And that makes it okay? She walked all the way here. How long before you figured it out, Clarissa?
I am not doing this here. We will talk about this later. Lyra, we are going home, and you are unpacking that bag. We will talk about your punishment when we get home.
Icselo will set her down and kneel beside her as he does so. Seems like we can't spend the day today, but I promise you I'll make it up to you. And looking back over his shoulder and then back at her, punishment or not.
She's giving you that sort of downturned, pouty expression. But when you say that, you see her still head turned down. You see her give a little bit of a smirk, and then she tilts her forehead against your forehead. And then she throws her arms around your neck and gives you a big hug. Fine. Just come by soon.
As I go to leave, I whisper, "Adventurous challenge. Find something red."
Oh.
And I'll stand.
She kind of turns quickly, making sure Clarissa didn't hear. Clarissa is busy politely refusing zucchini bread from the one whose name I just forgot.
Lemra.
Yeah.
See, in my mind, there's half of she took 3 bites and it's just sitting on the table, and it's beyond her at this point. She's on to new things.
And
that's mine now. Actually, don't even fucking touch that.
As she just makes sure that she didn't see it, and then she goes, "Challenge accepted."
Oh my god, I love her. I love her so much.
And then we're gonna go ahead and flip scenes again. With that.
Mark my words, that little scamp is going to come on one of our adventures.
She is going to stow away somehow. I know you're right, dude. I know you're right. Gonna get such a finger wagging.
Adventurous challenge, find something pearlescent, and then she finds Lumi.
Yes. And she just comes along. Found it.
I think I'm pretty sure she's roughly the same age as Lumi too, so.
That's adorable. She's only a little younger.
Yeah, probably just if she's 10, she's calendar years, she's 3 years younger than Lumi. Maturity wise, probably considerably younger.
Radically different.
But with that, we're going to go back to the hole.
Amazing.
And I
Talk about a
believe
transition.
I believe you all were opening the door.
The door.
We walked through the door.
So
Because
We did.
apparently I'm new Moa.
Yep.
we are going to, I think this is when we normally do it. It's literally been a month, and suddenly I forget how everything works. I need to set up the next scene. I'm remembering that I haven't yet. I don't believe I put the tokens in place yet. So we're going to go ahead, and we are going to take a little less than 10 minutes, 10-minute-ish break. And when we
Yay.
return, we will pick up with this adventure and see if we can't bring Icselo and the party together. Stick around. We'll be back in a few minutes. We'll see you on the other side. I'll need a moment to reset the map because it's a new map and it's teeny tiny on the screen.
It's been.
What is this, a map for ants?
How can they be expected?
What is this, a map
to
for
learn how to-
Lumies?
How can they be expected to learn how to adventure good if they can't even fit it inside the map?
Okay,
There
so
we go.
I believe where we left off. Man, I got a lot of stuff. Hold on. I believe. Oh man, hold on. This thing is driving me nuts. I did the thing where you click on something in Albert Rodeo and you basically just move assets. Because I forgot to lock them in place. Make sure we are unmuted and broadcasting. Okay, we're good.
Hurrah!
Okay, welcome to Whistlefang Lair. As you, Velynia, I believe you are opening the door.
I am opening the door, and I have my sword out.
I was going to say, Cari, can you remind me of the state of your sword right now?
I have it out.
Let me just get my adventure module ready, and here we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop the door open for you. Me,
Yay! 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 Opening the door.
trying.
Door is opening.
So
Oh! Hi!
A big
There
health bar
you
appears on
go.
the bottom of the screen. Yeah.
boss fight,
Doomslayer.
Icselo Tomasa.
Stage
You open
one.
up.
Alright. Are you new here?
It would be like some Dark Souls version of The Good Father.
So
Yeah, right.
sort of the way I see this is
Child support.
there is a. Let me describe the room and then describe what you see. As you see a little bit of a hallway, and you can see this massive statue in the center of this room at the end of this hallway, behind the figure that's standing there. The walls of this chamber are decorated with dozens of skulls harvested from a wide range of animals: deer, cows, elk, wolves, horses, and even some humans. All of the wall-mounted skulls are angled to stare down at the southern entrance to the room, which is where you're coming in. Well, you don't. I won't describe that because you don't see those yet. There is a large figure, a taxidermied horse with glittering gemstone eyes, wings made of canvas, and a giant lizard's tail stitched to its hindquarters, and a mouth filled with sharp fangs standing vigil at the back side of this room. Standing in front of that, I'm I'm realizing in our whole introduction of Icselo, we didn't actually describe Icselo. So, Baron, why don't you tell everybody what they see, as I'm envisioning you either standing in front of and looking up at this this taxidermied creature that you recognize what it's supposed to be. Whether you're looking up at it, you're sitting at the base of it, you're standing there in the room waiting for them, whatever you're doing, go ahead and tell us what we see.
Icselo is he is early to mid 30s. He's about 34 years old, and he just looks tired in his entirety, but he is well built. He's lived the life of manual labor and the guard for the last nearing 2 decades. He has long shoulder length black hair and a clean-shaven face. He has green eyes. He is tan, but it's more than likely a farmer's tan. And if he were to take off his armor, he would be pale as shit. The armor he wears is definitely reminiscent of what the guard would wear formerly, but now deputized, he has kind of adorned himself with some extra protection, outfitting the leather with some chain and some plate at the shoulders. He carries a short sword at his waist, and strapped to his left arm is a large round shield with a section cut out on one side, and kind of adorned on the front it's kind of an odd figure, almost looks ant-like, almost humanoid. It's hard to explain. I guess not really hard to explain. I explained it just fine. It's kind of just like a weird thing he's adopted. Not entirely sure where it's come from or the significance of it at the moment. But he stands in front of this amalgamation that he's kind of revering in cold horror. And I acknowledge that there's people behind me now, or am I unaware of their presence yet?
You absolutely hear the door open behind you. In all likelihood, because they weren't exactly being quiet about it, you most likely heard them talking outside in the sort of echoey chamber of the pit itself. I would say that you probably arrived here. You've been in this area and down in here for less than an hour.
I imagine I have a torch. It's dark down here.
So, a couple things real quick. If you could right-click, I'm now adding light to your character. I didn't do it because I didn't want to give away that you were standing there in the dark. Excuse me. If you right-click, you can add your hit points and your armor class, and then those will display like everybody else. I should have given you ownership of this. Let me just...
The biggest question is, will he also have an AC of 22?
That's a great question. Baron, if you don't have an AC of 22, you can't sit with us.
Oh my god, it's a 23?
He's
trying to be a bit of a show-off?
He's carrying a
Oh,
shield.
He's trying to one-up us? Like,
Wow.
I don't like his
Literally.
vibe. I don't.
Literally.
Coming out of the
nothing.
gate, just saying, you guys.
Okay,
Listen, I'm not trying to
macho
say I'm
man.
better than you,
He
but
thinks he's
numbers
better
are
than us.
kind of a linear thing in most circumstances.
It's
Macho
not how
man.
big
I
the
see
AC
how it
is, it's how you use it.
You see
So-
the shield?
Oh god, the shield.
Where
I
did-
kind of would call ahead. I'm like, hello.
Turning around.
Do we recognize him?
Lumi
So-
would have drawn
We're
her
townies.
That was
chakram.
that was something I wanted to mention. Is I don't believe that any of you would have a like personal relationship with him. Having like you probably most of the guards you probably have seen around town. Most of the town watch. So and like many people in town, you probably just know him. Like he's that same cop you see around town. You know. As you're walking, venturing to and fro, whatever.
There's 24 of us. You've definitely seen me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Well,
you
how do
also
we
work.
recognize
You
you
also work
specifically?
midnight, so
Yeah, I do.
Maybe
work
not.
That's
I'd
true.
like to posit that Natalin has grown up here for like 27 years. So, if anyone knows,
So yeah, I was
Present.
gonna say those of you that have been in town longer, Icselo is a homegrown native, so
I don't trust him.
yeah, I would say use it up to your discretion how well you know him then. But the scene is yours.
Turning around to reveal myself.
Oh, good. Who are you?
My name is Icselo. Are you Father Xandis' adventuring party?
I kind of like turn over and I guess I would put my hand up and just kind of like for the others to kind of wait where they are. Millie is like directly behind me, but at least Lumi and Natalin are kind of concealed from him for now. And I would just look and I'd be like, what if we are?
Well, I have been sent to find you.
For what purpose?
To ensure your survival.
A town guard is here to ensure our survival.
Wild, I know.
And I kind of like, I have my sword out, but I don't have it like poised. And I kind of like have my hand on, I put my hand on my hip. I'm like, you're here to ensure our survival. Why didn't you reveal yourself before? Why are you down here skulking in the shadows?
It seems as if I got here first. I don't know how I could have done that any better than what I've done just now.
Didn't you go through the farm? You didn't stop to help when you saw the chaos that was happening there?
I guess in truth I was unaware.
Rather focused on us. And why suddenly does the town guard care so much about us four misfits, eh?
You're asking questions above my pay grade. Listen, I make about 3 gold an hour. It's not like I have a whole lot of dictation here.
3 gold an hour?
Maybe 3 gold a day would be more accurate.
Insert accurate.
No,
3 copper an hour, maybe?
A poor wage.
You just said I'm an elite guard.
God damn. No. Velynia
how much do you earn a
Only
day?
3
Like, only a-
copper, but then you
Insert.
added bribes.
Accurate value of currency
Insert
here.
I only make
shitty wage.
$2,000 a day. I'm
The
poor, just like
the Pathfinder economy is roughly 1/10 of what D&D's economy is.
Anyway, so Velynia kind of like shakes her head and just says, we're down here exploring. Our reasons are our own. Do you care to help us, or are you going to just watch?
I have never been one to just watch. I'd be more than happy to help you.
And I kind of like look over at Lumi and Natalin and like with head nod them up to, and I start walking forward. Are there any traps in there? Anything I should be aware of before I step out?
I don't think so.
Velynia checks side to side all the same. Does she see
So,
anything?
I will finish
nerve-wracking?
describing the room.
Please.
In addition to all of the animal and humanoid skulls all along the walls in here, there are 4 alcoves with taxidermied spiders, each of them roughly the size of a human. Each one of them is posed in a menacing position. So basically these big taxidermied spiders just sort of poised in these alcoves, like kind of rearing up or looking like they're about ready to pounce. You can see that there's also, as I said, the rest of you can start to see this big sort of taxidermied figure. There is a door on the far side of the room to the north and another one on the northeast corner on the eastern wall of this room as well. If anybody would like to, while looking at this giant statue in the middle of the room, you can make an occultism or society recall knowledge check.
Oh, Lumi's really good at that.
I'll make society. Ooh, 25. I kind of like look Icselo up and down as I walk past him and start looking at this taxidermy monstrosity.
Sorry. Okay, I'm seeing the numbers appearing. So, Lumi and Velynia. Natalin, did you do a roll? Okay, I see it. And Natalin. Natalin, Lumi,
Mine was society.
and
I got a 25.
Velynia, you all recognize that it's cobbled together, but it's meant to represent the Sandpoint Devil, which, for most of you, especially those of you that have lived here a long time, the Sandpoint Devil is a bogeyman. It's the object of something that is told to children to scare them. It's a local cryptid story of a horse-like demon that walks on its hind legs, that has bat-like wings and razor-sharp teeth. But not a lot of people truly believe in that.
I'd probably say that actually the stories of the Sandpoint Devil itself are what led Lumi on the trajectory of her nerdy little life that she lives now.
Yeah, I think
Oh my
so.
God. It was like her first fandom.
Yeah, literally as like a little 2-year-old kobold learning about the Sandpoint Devil, and then the
That
world
was
opened up.
Lumi's Bermuda Triangle.
Exactly, exactly.
Um,
And now she knows so many things about so many obscure monsters and obscure stories and obscure facts about the world that she's also a bit of a cryptologist at that point.
Perfect.
so, as you all are moving into this room, the rest of you, Millie, Lumi, and Natalin, are now able to get a good look at Icselo, seeing him standing there. Velynia, you've sort of moved up near. Are you looking at the statue, or are you looking at the spider in the alcove?
No. As I walked past Icselo, I kind of like looked him up and down and just to size him up a little bit, and then I was looking at the Sandpoint Devil replica. That's all.
So, I need you to make a reflex save. As you step up looking around, you feel the floor shift slightly beneath your feet and you hear a click sound.
Ooh. I have trap sense. And I have out my sword. That is a
What does your trap sense do?
20.
It gives you a bonus.
Trap Finder, I think, gives me a +2. I gotta look it up. I'm sorry. Trap Finder. Dewey. Okay. You gain a +1 circumstance bonus to perception checks to find traps.
Okay.
So I don't.
So this doesn't affect your reflex save. What was your reflex save?
Reflex save was a 23.
You all hear, as Velynia, you feel the plate shift. You all hear a clattering sound that sounds like a, it almost sounds like gears that are mashed together, not quite lined up properly. And you know those Halloween things that you usually strangely find at like Home Depot or whatever, that will suddenly lurch up and they sort of shakily. This spider suddenly, with a clatter and a commotion, just lurches up.
Oh my god.
And it's clearly on a mechanism, taxidermy, but as it lifts up, there's a sudden... and you are webbed in place, Velynia.
Great.
You are immobilized and held in place. As you all see that Velynia has suddenly become immobilized.
Oh
Everyone-
my! Oh, you found a trap.
Apparently. Watch where you step.
I think Lumi comes up behind you and just like.
Lumi,
little
make
slice
a
of the knife.
reflex save.
Oh no!
Okay.
Yeah, for being cocky. You
Mhm.
asshole.
That's gonna be 26 reflex.
Same thing from the spider mechanism right here. You just crossed over its plate.
Mhm.
And same thing, this loud clatter, and suddenly webbing shoots out, and you just miss it
Oh my god.
as you move past the plate and kind of in that space between the two areas.
I think
But
it like shoots a bit higher above Lumi because she's so short.
Yeah.
She's like just like ducks a little bit, and it just splatters across.
I kind of like
the
grin
thorn
at
wall.
Velynia can see all this. Like her face is free, and she just kind of like looks, and you see her like smile, that kind of like sly smile, and she said, "It would have hit you if I hadn't warned you."
Listen, just watch your step. She
as
says flatly and slices the webbing.
as
out
those
just
two
so you know.
traps have been triggered, the sound of clattering gears continues. As you all can hear from somewhere under the floor, you just hear and then it gets silent for a moment, and then there's a sort of a pinging. There's a pinging and hissing sound. And I'm gonna need several people. You'll all clearly see who all needs to make this save when I illuminate.
Dude, Baron, that was such a strong sense memory. The smell of silly string. My god.
So it looks like all of you
Terrible.
are getting caught by
Yes.
this.
Chemical smell.
The taxidermied sand devil is exhaling smoke. Its jaws suddenly open, and it does this same sort of mechanical movement as this cone of smoke just shoots out from it. And I need all of you to make a...
Do I get hit?
Yes,
Looks
it's
like I might not get hit.
you are getting hit. It's crossing through your
Okay.
square.
Okay.
I need all of you to make a fortitude saving throw.
28 for Lumi.
30 for Velynia.
Okay. 28, 30. Just as a reminder, you all have 51 domain dice. A nat 20
15
for a total of
Millie.
30.
Perhaps I should re-roll that.
Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll that, Jake.
Okay.
Do it.
Whoops. Hit the wrong button.
I got the exact same fucking thing, so it's
God
meant to
damn
be.
it! Do it again, Millie.
No,
Do it
no.
again.
Hold on.
If I do it
Okay.
again, it'll be lower.
It's destiny. You're right. You're right. Don't fight fate.
All right, so
That said, if Millie dies, I'm quitting this game. We need to find another new person. So.
yes, this is my plan all along, was that the
Oh,
first room you get
no.
into when you meet the new characters, that you would immediately all die.
Yep.
Hold on.
What?
Monte Cristo got a 13.
Oh. If
Oh,
Monte Cristo
no.
dies, I'm really quitting.
Well, Monte Cristo's a
Monte Cristo's a familiar. I
a
can bring him
summoned
back.
creature, so
Yeah, right. He's fine.
Unacceptable.
let me see. Okay, so it looks like Lumi passed, Natalin passed, Icselo and Millie failed. So did Monte Cristo and Velynia. What did you get?
I got a 30.
Yeah, you succeeded as well. So, nobody critically failed, so that's good.
That's good.
Icselo, you are enfeebled 1.
I hate enfeeblement.
Millie, you are enfeebled 1, as is your cat. Natalin, you succeeded. Lumi, so it's just the 3 were enfeebled. So, those of you that are enfeebled, also this enfeeblement lasts for 1 hour. Your enfeeblement
-1 to
minus-
strength-based rolls
yes.
and DCs, which includes strength-based melee attacks, and
Ah.
strength-based damage rolls, and athletics checks.
Yep. Anything that uses your strength, you'll take a -1 to. And you, after this whole thing happens, and these spiders are sort of swaying there. The Sandpoint taxidermy, Sandpoint devil is sort of swaying there, and then you see as the smoke. I'll go ahead and clear the smoke as it dissipates. You hear under the floor just sort of a steady that it sounds like some sort of timer has begun, and an indeterminate period of time it sounds like the trap is resetting itself.
Get out of here. We have to go. Did Lumi manage to free Velynia or no?
I don't know.
Before.
I don't think the attempt was made yet, because Lumi started to move over there, then activated a trap, and then the other trap was activated by you activating the other traps. So Lumi can.
I would have definitely tried to finish the swipe for sure with the blade of her star knife to slice open the webbing that's encasing her.
Tamiko question, not a Millie question. Wouldn't we just have to move behind the statue?
That's exactly what Lumi wants to do. It's just like cut Velynia open and let her. No, I'm kidding. Cut Velynia free. Excuse me.
I knew Lumi was mad at Velynia and heartbroken. I just didn't expect quite the
Betrayal.
level
H2 Lumi.
of rage she has. Oh my!
Cut Velynia free and just
Just-
kind of just run past and go over to the side.
As a reminder,
I would do the same.
since this is the first room of this new dungeon, just a reminder in Pathfinder that outside of combat, you have to take intentional activities to seek or to search or whatever. If you want to look for things like traps, trap doors, traps, trapdoors, secrets, all that stuff. Given that you now know how they work and they don't do damage, Lumi is able to cut Millie free when she walks across in front of the other spider and activates that trap, potentially encasing Millie in webbing. You very quickly learn that each of the spiders has a web trap in front of it.
Cool.
In fact,
Don't you think that's something
Well,
we would
what
have
if we just-
learned
what if we just
when
weigh down the
first
plate?
two went in front of them?
right,
Like,
but you just moved your tokens in front of the other.
What the what? Do you see how
And-
skinny this space is? Like, come on.
I understand
Jacob.
that. But I understand that,
What
but
was I supposed to do? Walk up and over the frickin' statue?
Well, we would say
But
that
my-
we are identifying the trap or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am attempting. It's giving me a hard time because there's multiple effects here. Give me a second.
We just weigh down the trap so they spray constantly, and they'll have to run out eventually. You know, the aerosol can has to
Like
run
a
out.
silly string, 100%. I'm totally on board with this plan.
I am. Oh my gosh, Hallbear Rodeo's being a little pain.
Thanks
You-
once again to Lunchbox for giving us a new character art in such short order. This is quite the colorful cast of characters we have here at MTD.
Okay, I have identified the traps you have identified with trap icons.
Sure. And what I'm hearing is it's impossible to walk over these traps without setting them off. Or around
No,
them.
no, but
because
you
they're
just
enormous.
you just took off moving in front of ones that hadn't been activated yet. Let me put it this way. If you start moving your tokens around on the map, I will pay attention to where you move. Because sometimes you'll move across. Ask Zach how that went when he decided to move his token past the statue on the bridge. Because he was just taking a look.
Nope, that's fine.
I want to check the door for traps.
Which door?
The door on the north.
The northernmost door.
Here I go. 22.
Let me see where we are here. Scoot doot, scootly doot. Okay. Okay. The door is not trapped.
Sick. I'm gonna open it. And I kind of like, oops, I'm accidentally dragging my immobilized around. Oh no. I think
So-
I would kind of like burst through, and that was stupid because, uh-oh.
As you pop into the room, you see that. Give me a second to adjust the map so everybody can see what you
There's
just
one named. Jesus Christ.
what you just stumbled into. The rough stone walls of this large room are decorated with a mix of bones, broken weapons, tattered tapestries, and bits of junk. To the north, a charred and very dead goblin sits slumped on a partially burned wooden throne. A cave opening to the west of the throne opens into darkness. Several bloody spears lean against the wall near that opening. In this room, also, you see that there are what looks to be about 6 different goblins.
Ooh.
As you sort of stumble burst into the room,
Uh-oh.
immediately the goblin that is closest to the throne Gerlunk, for those following along on the map. As soon as he sees you, he shouts out, "Seize them! Keep them alive! We'll feed them to the devil, and Ribnugget will leave us be!"
Oh, God.
And the other goblets, Spittle, Grundle, Merkin, and Gobbert, immediately turn their weapons towards you all as Jake de Gabo braces along with Gerlunk.
God, great.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh, God. Can I yell arm yourselves as a free action?
I know you're itching for a fight, but I feel like this is going to carry on too long. And let's get us started in our next session with a real fight.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We got to see what our new boy can do here.
I love that
Oh, man.
Cari is carrying on the tradition of just bursting into doorways.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I did check it for traps first. I was.
Are you
I was-
sure Velynia is actually a rogue and not like a barbarian or something?
No. I just have barbarian tendencies. A rogue barbarian.
And I promise not to be so pedantic about moving through trapped areas like that. To be fair, the statue is as big as it is because I had to add the statue in. It was just described, and they just put a square in the middle of the room. So, knowing that there is potentially trapped areas, though you'll sometimes want to take efforts to identify any additional traps or disable them or whatever. Because as we have learned, sometimes setting off X number of traps will trigger another trap.
Noted. Fuck.
And
Well, welcome to the show, Baron.
yes, by necessity, this was a very narrative and Icselo heavy session to get you guys together in a way that made sense. Having a cop show up and say, "Hey, I'm gonna keep an eye on you guys," I'm
Dude,
sure will
that's the
create
worst.
no tension whatsoever.
No.
That's the worst news I've ever heard in my life. Hey guys, cop here. We're gonna hang out with you.
Velynia is
like,
not
oh,
happy
you
about this
kidding me?
arrangement.
So, yes, welcome, Baron, to Seven
Welcome
Dooms
to
for
the shit
Sandpoint.
show.
And it was just in general good to be back. If you're watching with us live, you can be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern for Sky Metal Iron Gods, our D&D game that Vi is running. Myself and Kaeryn are playing in that along with M and Sarah. And then you can catch myself and Cari and Tamiko along with several other friends on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern for the return of Welcome to Paradise, Michigan, our Kids on Bikes RPG. We're in our 3rd season, and things are going to be pretty tense when they start. I think even in Sky Metal, things are tense. We're in the middle of a
Things are
bloodbath.
very tense right now.
We're in the middle of a bloodbath.
I love
as
how
I recall.
before we left for
Yes.
July, Jake said, "Now this is not the end of the season. We're not necessarily going to end on a cliffhanger. It's just we're just taking a break." And then like every show ended on a cliffhanger. Just totally like serendipitous.
Yeah, I didn't design it that way. It just happened.
Everyone's in single-digit hit
Fate.
points in
Yep.
Sky Metal and stuff as phase 2 of the combat happens or whatever. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
Time the crew died the 3rd time.
it's been great to be back. Great to tell these stories and play these characters, and we'll see how they decide to tackle this new dungeon as they begin making their way through. with their new companion and what stories emerge. Thank you for everybody hanging out in the chat with us. Usually I call these out. I didn't in the trying to remember how to do things at the beginning, but both Tamiko and Cari resubscribed. Tamiko, that can't be. Oh, there we go. For 78 months total, and Cari for 51 months. So, just keep subscribing, and you too can see big numbers like that. But thank you for that. Thank you for everybody hanging out in chat and all the conversations. And I forgot to mention it at the beginning, but Tamiko always puts together these fun bingo cards so you can follow along and watch as the players try to trick me into saying certain things or doing certain things so they can get a bingo. It's all fun and games. There's no prizes or anything for it. It's just fun. And then, of course, a huge thank you to these amazing players who I'm just glad to be back around the table with y'all and playing these games once again. And Baron, we're super stoked to have you be a part of this. And look forward to seeing what stories we can continue to tell together. So, as always, a huge thank you to Vi, Kaeryn, Tamiko, Cari, and now Baron, without whom this would just be a couple hours of me talking to myself. With that, we're going to go ahead and end this stream the same way we end every stream. And you can say it with me if you want.
Metadata.